Hey everybody, this is Dan here with BowHunter Thrillers. Today I'm going to be doing a little tip here. There's an app out there. It's called Huntstand. Neat little app. One of the nice features with Huntstand is you can kind of map out your hunting areas. You can get several different hunting areas that you would like. One, like I've got one pre-mapped out here called Turkey Hunting Area. It's a piece of private property that I have permission on. Then there is Scout Look. Scout Look and Huntstand merged a few years ago. Um, Might have been a year ago. And my Scout Look data got transferred over into there. Then there's Home. I can select each one of those for right now. Just leave it on turkey hunting. Um, there's Map Editor, Hunt Zone, Weather, Sonar Lure, Soul Lunar, I should say. Offline maps, nice thing about that is you can, save your offline maps for areas where you don't have data. Um, so you can still view them, bring up your GPS, still get a signal, and kind of have those nice little features for everything that's laid out if you can't get a good data signal. Your harvest, you can record where your harvests are, sightings, trail cams, so you can keep all that stored, tasks that you want to do for the areas. Um, Group board, it's where you share information and stuff like that. Friends locators, if you have different friends, so I click out here, different friends. Right now I don't have anybody listed. Um, you know, you can find your friends that are close to you, land for sale, or like that. Now everything that's in this top row, that's 100% free. Doesn't cost you anything. Um, Everything that's down in this bottom row, there are they are paid features, um, to a point anyway. Um, Most of these, you do have to pay the full pro feature. Pro feature is $24.99 for the year. Um, there is one exception that I have found: the property info. With the property info, you click on that, it brings up all these nice little orange lines. Now, this right here says I have 9 requests remaining. You get a total of 10 requests every month. Now, that month starts from the day you sign up with your account. Again, the account is totally free. You don't have to pay for that. So you can find information right over in these areas. Now, I'm not going to click anything because it does show people's personal information. Um, and I'm not going to advertise that right over the internet. But, so say I want to find some public land. And I know if I keep scrolling down this way, there are some very large chunks of public land way down here. Let's see here. Let's zoom in. There's golf course. So I can click on that. I have 9 parcels remaining until February 8th of 2020. So I'm going to hit yes. I want to use that. That shows me that this giant highlighted orange area is owned by the state of Michigan DNR. It's 102 or 108.20 total acres. The perimeter is 1.84 total miles. You can add shape. I never use that feature. Now you can get unlimited for these parcel informations, um, included in the pro feature for $24.99. You don't necessarily need to do that. 30 days with 10 for most people is probably going to be enough. Now, if you're going to be driving around and you're going to be hitting state to state to state to state, if you do a lot of traveling for your hunting, yes, you might want the pro features for that. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to need that though. If you're going to be mainly staying local, so it's kind of a personal preference at that point. Click the GPS feature. It's going to pull me right to where I'm currently staying. Shows my area where I'm currently at. Kind of move around. Shows me the boundary lines. So if you're on like a new lease, you're kind of learning the area and you want to find some where your boundary lines are because you still don't know where your boundary lines are at. And you got a good data signal. This is a nice little feature to have. So you don't have to click on the parcel to figure out where you're at. You just need to hit the GPS signal. Brings you right to where you're located at, and it shows you where your boundary lines are at. Now, say this is just one piece of boundary line right here. and then each of these small little squares are still owned by the same property owner. Now you want to, but you're not 100% sure. You click on those, you find them out. Then you can go into your map editor, create an individual boundary line system, and then you can save that. And instead of having to go into the parcel for the property info, you can use that in your offline maps, and then you're safe because now you know, hey, these are my boundary lines. So let's go back. We're going to map editor. Got my turkey area all set up. I'm gonna zoom way out here. Scroll over. There's my turkey property. So I've already got some things set up. So the red line that you see outlined here, that's my boundary line of where I'm able to hunt. Now the lady who owns the property, she has right around 146, 148 total acres. The blue areas that you see, technically those are considered sanctuaries in the map editor. So if I was to click on plus and then click on area and I go to add shape, I'll just do it down here real quick. Sorry, I need to move that. Zoom in, hit the add button, add button, add button, add button, and then I hit done, select shape, and then sanctuary. I type in a name, and let's see. I'm gonna call it safety zone. Hit save. Now, there's that right there. That created that. But technically, that is a sanctuary. That's to let you know, hey, you know, you don't want to go in there. Now, I created it as a safety zone because there's her house, a neighbor's house, another neighbor's house. And the reason why I did that is because, obviously, if I'm using a shotgun, you know, want to be safe. Now, I don't know if I can clear that out. I'll have to try and figure that out later. I haven't quite figured out all the features on everything yet. The green that you're seeing here, that's for things like food plots. These are her agricultural fields. She leases out some areas to a farmer. So she's got soybean areas right here. This is what I call the green field. With the green field, that particular area, she lets go with mainly natural grasses, mows them down midsummer, kind of lets them go back, and then mows them down again right around the fall. So these little orange areas that you're seeing, here, 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 and all in these areas over here, down here, these are different little icons you can place. Nice thing about these little icons is you can label them. So, parking area, dusting area, roosting area, another dusting area, strutting area, blind, another roosting area. That's a feeding area. Feeding area, roost, roost. So you can place where you know things are going to be. You can select different types. You know, there's going to be stuff for deer, turkey, small game, you know, different types of things. And then this little icon that you're seeing down here in this little corner right here, that's going to be your scent cone or your scent zone. So for deer hunting, can be very important. You know, you can use that, you can place it, you can kind of play around with it. I'll do that as it gets closer to the hunting season. I'll show a little bit more features for that. But for now, kind of mainly focusing on turkey hunting. Orange line here, orange line here. Now those orange lines that you're seeing, those are paths, or I should say trails. And then the yellow line is a path. Now the reason why I went with orange and yellow is because the differentiations between the two. These are smaller, not quite as wide. Those are what they use for mainly footpaths. You can get smaller equipment through, but she has the larger ones for her farm equipment that she lets her farmer bring in. Can't really get the larger equipment through on some of the other paths. She's been working on widening this one right here, but right now it gets overgrown too fast, and she just hasn't been able to. So she's got an access point here, her main access point over in here. So one thing I would suggest, I have a Samsung Galaxy Note 8 stylus pen. If you have a phone that has a stylus pen, or you can pick up a stylus pen for your phone, just, it's one of the little rubber ends. Makes it a lot easier when you're placing some of these little icons. Something I would suggest picking up for using your phone, or if you're using it on a tablet. It works really, really well for placing all your stuff. So let's back up again. So you got your hunt zone. So I'll touch base on it a little bit with your hunt zone. You can click on your blind. The nice thing is, down the bottom, you can move based off of the time of day, that little area. So I selected that. Now I can grab down to the bottom here, and as you see, that changes the little cone area. Shows you your heavy dominant with a little bit of runoff and your safe area for that particular time. I can close that out. And let's go back into it. So let's say I want to go to Thursday. That changes it. And then that's your predicted win area for those particular time frames. Close that out. Click on the little moon. That gives you your moon phases throughout the days of the week. There's your cloud cover, 72-hour. You can graph it out. And then down the bottom, you drag your graph along, kind of gives you a little rough estimate of what your cloud cover is going to be: density, wind speed, temperature, cloud cover at the bottom, chance of precipitation, your 5-day forecast. You have your little harvest icons that you can put down, your sightings, your trail cams. Those all show up on your map, provided you want to share that information. Now, all of that can be accessed right from the map editor, or it can be accessed right in the main screen. So that was that particular map. Let's go to Scoutlook 2019. I'm going to hit sync now since I haven't synced it in a while. Go back into map editor. So that brought me right to my personal property at my house, which I'm currently not staying in. Had a house fire back in July. They're obviously doing construction on that. So let's zoom in there. Not sure why it's showing box blinds for those. I'll have to change those icons out once I figure out how to do it. But I've got a tree stand here, neighbor has a ladder stand here. And then I've got a pop-up blind and a pop-up blind. That one I've actually removed. So, but again, what I can do is I can click on those hunt cones, click on a particular stand, zoom in, pick a day. So for this particular stand, say I'm doing a morning hunt, most of the deer have a tendency to come from straight down, straight to the left. So because on my stand I'm facing almost due south. So right now that's not too bad. Let's see what happens throughout the day. It's actually pretty good for that particular stand. Now, when it comes to that stand, not a good wind, because deer in the morning have a tendency to come from, again, straight down, but they have a tendency to come from my neighbor's property in this sand pit area that's right here. It's kind of dark in the image, you can't really see it, especially with the scent cone right over the top. But being in a completely open tree stand like that, not the best particular stand to be in, because if those deer are coming from, my scent's going to be blowing right to them. Now the pop-up, kind of scent controlled a little bit because it's going to contain your scent, especially since, although you can't see it because it's canopy cover in there, I do have a small little mini food plot that is right in this area right here, and the back window is closed because there's a little bit of a hill up, so kind of protects you a little bit. So I'd have that back window closed so my scent really wouldn't be blowing to them too much that particular way, but still not the best win for that particular stand, so or that pop-up area. My neighbor's, who's got his ladder stand set right in there, anything other than the wind going due north is a really tough hunt for that, because deer don't really come from behind very often. Usually they're coming from directly below. You know, the food plot set down in there. So if they're coming from anywhere down and below, it's really, really hard to hunt that particular location, unless they're just not paying attention at all. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. You got to really have a perfect wind for that, and we have very, very, very rarely have a wind coming from the south going due north. So just a really, really, really hard stand to hunt for that one. Because with that food plot, they can come from literally any direction in there. So unless you're getting just the right moment and catching them off guard. So yeah, just a few basic features. I don't have any. Oh no, apparently. So the offline maps are not free. They used to be. Apparently, they're not now. So I'm gonna hit no thanks. Harvests. Yeah, I don't have any harvest lists listed, so I don't think I have it for that. Let me see if I have any when I click on home. Do I have anything listed for home? I do have one listed for home. Not last season, but the 2018 season, I did shoot a doe out of that particular pop-up. So, yeah, I do have a harvest listed. Why it's not down in here, I don't know. I wonder if it didn't let me put it down there for some reason. But yeah, I've got a harvest listed there. I wonder if I have one listed on the turkey property, because I did shoot one out of the turkey. Actually, taking 2 turkeys out of there. Nope, don't have anything listed there, so no biggie though. That'll be easily corrected. Sightings. Nope, nothing listed in sightings. And then trail cameras. Nope, I don't put anything trail cameras. I don't have any tasks listed or anything like that. Friend locator. You know, I haven't really used that feature. Nope, no recent activity. Land for sale. Haven't really tried this. Oh, neat. Okay, so yeah, these little icons must be little properties that are for sale. I can click on it, view listing. Opens up my internet browser. So that's cool. Neat little feature to have, especially if you're looking for property of your own, if you don't have it. A lot more land for sale than I thought in this area. Cool. So the group board is only available for group hunt areas. I'm not quite sure what that means. Might be something that I email Huntstand on to find that out. So it'll lure, again, something you can access right from the hunt zone or the map editor. So again, all the maps on the bottom, the satellite, the hybrid, that's free. Hybrid is free. That one you have to upgrade to Pro. That's the hunting land. Public lands, again, you got to upgrade to Pro. Tree cover, you got to upgrade to Pro. Natural lands, you got to upgrade to Pro. Terrain. Nope, terrain you don't have to upgrade to Pro. Outdoor, you don't have to upgrade to Pro. Quad Topo. Nope, you don't have to upgrade to Pro. Satellite Vivid, upgrade to Pro. Mapbox Satellite, you gotta upgrade to Pro. Contour, you don't have to upgrade to Pro. So the cool thing with the contour is it does show the little kind of contour lines in the area that I'm in. Not a whole lot of contouring. Streets, you don't have to upgrade to Pro. That's basically Google Maps at that point though, so. So a few things. They've also got some little mini videos, you know, activity, things to share. The nice thing about the sharing is, again, if you get friends, so if I had friends on my list, I could share my maps, send them over to them. I believe that once you share the maps with them, they could do some of their own editing to the map to suit their particular needs. So I've got a few friends that are going to be coming with me to my turkey hunting property. I do have permission to do that. Also, I got family that's going to be coming up and doing the same thing. So I'm going to help them get accounts set up with a Huntstand, get everything set, and then share their maps with them. So if they're out and we get separated while we're out, so I'm going to check out an area, they're going to check out an area in scouting, you know, scout it up and stuff like that. I'll make sure each of us has the map open, and then we'll have that same map set up. And if they see a certain amount of birds and I see a certain amount of birds, we can say, okay, hey, you know, I'm seeing birds over here, I'm seeing birds over here, and then we can mark our locations on the map, what we're seeing, and how many birds. You know, and make little notations, and then we can compare notes. And then each of us has our own little map differentiators. And then we can say, hey, you know, make a decision on what we're going to hunt based off of those notes that we have. And then, you know, if we're going to hunt my area, instead of having a bunch of clutter on each map, we can use one map or the other based off of each person's phone. So now we don't have to, you know, have everything saved onto one map. We can use his phone and use his maps, or we can use my phone and use my maps based off of what we saw. So it'll make it a nice little feature. Again, so there's a lot of free features that are in here. There's a lot of other map systems that aren't giving you any of these kinds of features at all, you know, for free. They're going to charge you. You get like a 7-day trial, and then boom, you got to pay $29.99. Yeah, you get it for a year for that price, but you don't get any features after that 7-day trial. You're getting a lot of features in this for free without having to pay anything, you know. So just something to think about. It's a nice little thing. A lot of these features are free. You're getting a lot in it for that, so something to look at. Thanks. It's a nice little tip. We've been trying to get out more tips and tricks. Haven't had a whole lot of time. Indoor season's been really kicking off, especially for Jake. Jake recently just took 9th overall in his division at Lancaster, so congratulations, Jake. Out of 345 people, to take 9th is just amazing. So again, congratulations there. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more videos out for some more tips and tricks on things you can do in the off season to help keep your archery skills up. Indoors, a great way to do it. We'll get some videos for that. more things you can do, bow maintenance, um, things for coming up for turkey hunting, practicing calls, different things like that. So stay tuned, like and subscribe. Thanks.